Welcome to EdBazaar, the marketplace for digital education content. This is part 2 of a video that shows how a vendor can create tests. In an earlier video, we showed how a vendor can create various kinds of questions, and using these questions, we'll now demonstrate how a vendor can create tests. So the first step would be to log into your vendor account. So that's edbazaar.com/store/admin. You then enter your username and your password. Click login, and now you're in your vendor dashboard. And if you click add contents, you'll see this product that's currently under creation called Alphabet Tests. If you click editor, I'm gonna log in again since I was logged in earlier as a different user. So I'm logged in here, click on add contents, and then click on the editor tab under this particular product that's currently under creation. So when I do that, I'm now into this editor page where I want to now create tests. So there's a three-step process to create tests. The first step being to create questions, which we already did, as we can see here by clicking manage and then clicking on question bank and scrolling all the way down. We can see we have various questions here. We've created 8 questions. We can continue to create several questions. So we'll now use these questions to now create a test. So in order to do that, we go to the second step, which is use the questions to create a test. And to do that, we'd have to click on manage tests and surveys and create a test. So manage tests and surveys, create a test. First step would be to provide a title for this test. Let's say I'm just calling it test 1 on alphabets. Test 1 with 3 questions. You can determine whether you want to display all the questions on one page or if you want one question per page. I'm going to leave it as all questions on one page. You can also assign a pass score if you so wish. In this case, I'm not assigning any pass score. And you can also provide feedback, optional feedback, if someone passed or failed. You can also decide, since we've picked 3 questions for this test, you can decide whether you want to randomize these questions or not. If you randomize these questions, when the user takes a test for the second time and the third time, the order of these questions could change. But I'm going to leave them unchanged. So the instructions are 3 questions in this test. You can provide whatever instruction you wish to provide to the person taking this test. And now I click save. So the test is now saved. And if I scroll down, you can see this particular test here, test 1 on alphabets, that we just created, but we've not yet added questions to that particular test. So I select this test and I click on questions and then click on the add questions tab here, and I scroll down You'll see all the questions that we have. And now let's say I want to add 3 questions to this particular test, and I'm choosing this true or false question, this open-ended question, and this Likert question, and I'm adding it to the test. It says, are you sure you want to add these 4 questions to the test? I say yes. And now I've got to set points for the various questions. Let's say I assign 2 points to each of these. A Likert question doesn't have any points since it's more of a survey. And then I click on save. And now the action is done. Essentially, these 3 questions have been added to the test. So if I click on the course home, what we've now done is we've added questions to the test. Now the third step is to insert the test to a content page. In order to do that, we need to click on Manage, Content, Create, Tests and Surveys. So Manage, Content, Create, Tests and Surveys. Before I do that, I give this a title, Test 1 on alphabets. Save that. Need to click on Tests and Surveys. You can give an optional message, and this is the test that we are including here. It doesn't have any prerequisites, so I don't check anything there. Once I select this test, I click on save. So now when I click on save, you'll see this particular link showing up here, this test 1. And if you want to preview what this test looks like, just click on this particular link, test 1 on alphabets. This is what the test would look like to a user taking that test. So it says there are 3 questions, the maximum score is 4, all questions are displayed on one page. Now I click on begin, and you'll see the 3 questions being displayed here. First question is alphabet via vowel, that's false. Describe vowels in a paragraph. These are the letters A, E, I, O, U. And then, is learning alphabets important? It's very important. Then I click submit. You're about to submit the test or survey. Do you want to proceed? Yes. Click submit. And then you'll see that for question 1, I had checked false, which is the correct answer. Question 2, which is open-ended, so there's no correct answer here since no one is grading this. And for the Likert question, again, that doesn't have any points. So that's what a test will look like when a user actually takes that particular test. So when I go back, let's say I want to add another test. The way I do that is to go to step 2 here, manage tests and surveys, create test and survey, manage tests and surveys, create test survey. So let's say this is test 2 on alphabets. Again, all questions on one page. Let's pick 1 question per page. No pass score. We're not randomizing it. click save. So now we see test 2 and alphabets showing up here, and we now want to add questions, so we select that test and then click questions and then click on add questions. Now we see all our questions from the question bank, and let's say for this particular test I add these 5 questions, adding that to the tester survey. It asks for confirmation. I say yes. Action completed successfully, but I need to assign points. Let's say each of these is 2 points. You can change these if you wish. If you wanted this to be 3 points, you could change that. Now I'm clicking save, and now I've saved this particular test with these questions. Clicking on course home, I now need to do step 3, which is insert the test into a content page. To do that, I need to click manage content, create tests and surveys. Click on manage content, create, click on create. Got to give a title, test 2 on alphabets. So I click save. Now I want to add the test, so I click on tests and surveys. Scroll down, I see test 2 here. Select that. There's no prerequisite tests. Now I click save. Now you'll see this link appearing here again, test 2 on alphabets. To preview that, I click on test 2 on alphabets. We see the 5 questions. It's going to be displayed as 1 question per page. There's unlimited attempts. I haven't taken this test before, so it's going to show up as 0 attempts so far. If I click on begin, so I have my first question here, which is a graphical matching. Match the following by dragging and dropping, which is the first alphabet, that's letter A. Second alphabet is letter B. The fifth alphabet is letter E. And the last alphabet is letter Z. Then I click on next. Now I have question 2. Order these alphabets in ascending order. A is the first one, B is the next one, and between E and F, E is the third one, and F is the fourth one. Click next. I have my third question, which is a simple matching. State the order of alphabets. The first alphabet is letter A, which is choice C. Second alphabet is letter B, which is choice B. The third alphabet is letter C, which is choice A. Click next. I'm now on to question 4, multiple answers. So there could be one or more correct answers. Which of the following are vowels? You know, A is a vowel, B is not a vowel, C and D are not vowels, E is a vowel. Click next. Now I have a multiple choice, which means only one is a correct answer. Which of the following is a vowel amongst A, B, C and D? It's A. Now I click submit. So it says you're about to submit the test. If you want, you can make changes by clicking on the previous tab. I want to submit this, so I click on submit. Now you'll see it grades the questions. Question 1, I got it right, which is the first alphabet. Choice is B, since A is the first alphabet, which is choice B, and so on. Similarly, on the ordering, we ordered these alphabets in ascending order. On the simple matching, we picked the right matches, and on the multiple answers again we selected the right ones and left out the wrong ones, and in the multiple choice again we selected the right choice and did not select the wrong ones. So we got all the questions correct and got 11 points out of 11 points. So this is how the test would appear to a user taking the test, and the user can also see how he or she scored on that particular test. So once you're done creating these tests, in order to publish them, you would just go back and click on return to EdBazaar, and you see that the test that we just created shows up here. If you wanted to edit it further, you click on editor. That takes us back to this particular page where we see the tests. You can add additional content and so on. And then now I'm clicking on return to EdBazaar. In order to publish this, you just click on publish. Now it says it's being reviewed by our staff before publishing, and once the EdBazaar staff clicks on their accept button, this particular test will be published on the EdBazaar site. You'll see this is currently under pending approval. So thank you again for listening to this video that showed how you can create tests from various questions that you create, and tests are an integral part of making sure that a student understands the concepts that he or she has learned. Thank you again for viewing this EdBazaar video.